Allot 360. I'm Michael Schachter, Product Marketing Director, and I'm here today with Ami Barayev, AVP Product Management of the Enterprise Business, and Tomer Egozi, General Manager of the Enterprise Business. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So today we're going to talk about the enterprise business. And Ami, let me ask you first, what are the latest trends in the enterprise business having to do with cloud migration, cloud adoption?
Basically, Michael, if we're seeing the trends in the past few years, we see a lot of migration where customers, organizations are migrating their assets to the cloud. It's vary from a variety of organizations. It can be small startup organizations that want to have a quick rollout of their services. So instead of now building the entire data center from scratch with compute power and storage and networking and all of this legacy building of data center, they can just do it very quickly using cloud services. It's not something new, it's something that's already available in the past few years. But I think that the main difference is that we see also in our space that more traditional organization, more conservative organization like governments and even the financial sector are moving gradually to the cloud. This is the trend that we see. And I think that also if we look in the past 2 years with COVID, it's something that also accelerated the digital transformation and cloud adoption, where organizations wanted to have some fast rollout of new services. They wanted to get all the advantages that the cloud provides, if it's in terms of scale, continuity, high availability, performance, and cost optimization. These are all the things that we see in the past few years.
So the cloud transition is happening. What are the considerations that organizations, enterprises have to take into account as they embark on this journey?
Yeah, so this is a good question, a good point, because one can think that cloud migration is easy and simple. You can easily spin up a new EC2 instance, which is the compute resource, deploy your application, and that's it. But we know that God is in the details, and the migration to the cloud isn't an easy task. So usually organizations are doing it gradually, which means that if, for example, we have an organization that want to decommission one of the applications, they want to spin up a new application, so they can take the advantage of the cloud. They can spin up this new application or service in any public cloud. It can be, Amazon AWS or Google or Microsoft Azure and many others. And then usually this application will be just an extension of the existing data center, which means that now all of this service or application will be deployed in the public cloud. And this is like the first approach. So once the organization feels confident, it can spin up and roll out new application and new services, and gradually, decommission is the applications that are deployed in the classical data center. But just saying that spinning up an instance is easy. There are a lot of considerations that need to be considered. You need to make sure that you have a full control of what you are uploading to the cloud. You need to consider all the VPC, which is the virtual private cloud considerations, all the configuration, the networking, the high availability, the performance. It's a lot of things to consider. And one of the main considerations that we see from customers that we are working with is that they want still to maintain the same layer of visibility and control, similar to the way that they're dealing with today. So if they're spinning up and rolling out new application in the cloud, they want to get full control in terms of visibility, to understand exactly what is going on in their asset, all the traffic's going in, going out, interaction between assets. They want to get this visibility and this control. So this is one of the things that we see as one of the steps or one of the consideration when migrating to the cloud.
So if we could talk a little bit more about the visibility issue. Why is it a challenge? What's different about it? They're used to seeing certain things in their on-premises data center. What's the issue around cloud visibility?
Yeah. So if you will look on a typical, deployment of an organization today, so they have their own data center, everything is hosted locally, all of the security considerations and security stacks are in data center, and all the traffic is aggregated and consolidated in one place. So the IT admin and the network admin have full control of the network. In any given time, you can ask them what is the status and the situation in the network. They're able to do it. They're able to answer what is their status. When you migrate to the cloud, you are losing some of the visibility and control to the cloud provider. So there is a trust between the organization and the cloud provider. IT managers want to gain the same layer of visibility as it was in the classical data center in the network, also when they are moving to the cloud. So consider now a situation where you have a fault or a problem or a usability issue or quality of experience or networking degradation. So until now, the IT manager have full control and he was able to know exactly what to do, but in the cloud, he has some limited tools to do it. So the cloud providers do enable some native tools like logs and proactive monitoring, but it's just the metadata of the transaction. What you need is a good contextual understanding of everything that is happening in your cloud assets, which means I want to understand now all the communication between different assets. What are the different protocols and applications that they are communicating, that they are doing? All the traffic that goes in and out your data centers in the cloud. So this is one of the main challenges that the organization experience.
So the cloud journey is happening. Organizations have to trust the cloud providers, but as you said, they need their own ability to see what's happening. Tomer, what does Allot offer to the market now as they're making this transition and as enterprises are looking for, on the one hand, to move to the cloud for all its benefits, but on the other hand, not to lose control of their operations?
Yeah, so exactly what Ami mentioned about the lack of visibility and understanding of what's going on the network. These were the main things that Allot were doing and helping IT managers for years now on their data centers. And now we're migrating with them to the cloud. We provide the same capabilities in a virtual device that can be also installed in the cloud, in the public cloud. That will assist the IT manager to have better visibility and also to decide if he wants to control some of the critical applications. Now, another thing that is worth mentioning that Ami also discussed about the transition to the cloud, we've seen now that the role of the IT manager when moving to the cloud is decreasing. It's less important than it was before. We see that it becomes a domain of the DevOps engineers, that they control everything, and he's staying behind a little bit without a lot of knowledge and ability to impact on what's going on the network and making smart decisions. And again, with our solution, the IT manager can better understand mainly on the data transfer and the applications that are running through the cloud, in and out, and also in a network that is hybrid. As Ami mentioned, today they're doing the digital transformation, but still staying in what we call the hybrid mode. So some of it also stay in the data center. So we help him with this hybrid mode to understand what's going on in the data center and also what was moved to the cloud. Another point is that we want to help the IT manager also control the cost of the cloud expenses. And from our studies with our customers, we see that about 20 to 30% of their cloud expenses comes from the data transfer. So the ability to understand what is consuming most of this data transfer is crucial for the IT manager to reduce the cost, and Allot is helping him with this as well.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot of change confronting the enterprises, and it sounds like Allot has solutions to help this world and this market segment make the transition more smooth and get all the benefits from being in the cloud, but maintain the visibility and control to manage their business priorities.
Exactly.
Okay, well, thank you all very much, and thank you for joining us for this Allot 360, and I look forward to seeing you at our next episode. Thank you.